Hey guys, it's ravenister13 and we're back with another video. Today we'll be doing a Swiss roll tutorial where I teach you how to make these really cute Swiss rolls. So I've made a bunch of these and I just bought some new yarn. Ta-da! So I decided to film a tutorial after receiving a lot of requests to make these. I've also included how to attach the beads, so if you're interested, keep watching. Yeah, and I just want to make a disclaimer where the yarns I use for these are the same weight, like they're the same thickness, which is why they look so uniform. But this one, the white yarn is thicker than the brown yarn, so I had to double crochet the brown and then half double crochet the white. And for this one, it's just half double crochet for both. Yeah, so just a disclaimer. And I've made lots of Swiss rolls. I find that it's really good for crochet markets as well because it doesn't take as much time as most plushies do and they're relatively simple. So yeah, let's get to it. So I was inspired by the pink hooker on Instagram to make my own tutorial as I've been receiving lots of requests, and the original pattern was by the pink hooker and I've modified it and made my own version, so I've already seek permission to make this tutorial. Yeah. So on with the materials, I am using 2 different hooks and 2 types of yarn. So I'm using the chunkier yarn, which is a weight 5 to 6. I'm gonna make a blueberry Swiss roll this time instead of a chocolate one. I have 2 colors, so one in dark blue and one in off-white, both the same weight. These are like made of 100% polyester, but of course you can use any yarn type or yarn weight. And I'll be using this bright red velvet yarn, Chanel velvet yarn, which is a weight 2, sports weight, which will be used in this strawberry here. So I recommend the yarn used for the top over here to be smaller so that it can fit nicely. However, it's really to your preference. You can just adjust the hook size accordingly. Yeah. And the hook sizes, I will be using a 6mm hook for the larger yarns and a smaller hook which is 3.5 for the velvet yarn. And for the keychains, I'll be using this keychain with a short chain and a jump ring. I am also including a blue strawberry bead and a star bead together with some eye pins and a jump ring to connect these 2 together. You also need some pliers and some stuffing for your strawberry at the top here. So without further ado, let's get started. So to achieve this Swiss roll, we will need to make 2 long strips of the blue and the white. I'm going to start off with a slip knot. And after making a slip knot, we are going to chain 30. Once you've done 30 chains, we're now going to half double crochet into the second chain from the hook. So this is the first chain from the hook, second chain, and turn around. You see this bump here? We're going to do half double crochets. Yarn over, insert your hook into the bump, yarn over, pull through once, yarn over, pull through all 3, and repeat until the last chain. And now we're at our final stitch, which is this back bump here. Okay, and now I've just finished making the long strip for the outer color here. And what you're gonna do, you're going to chain 1 and then cut a long tail. I'm thinking like this long. It's really just a gauge because in the Swiss roll I used a long tail to sew in and out all around the Swiss roll to secure it. Although there's the option of using a glue gun, I feel that sewing makes it feel more fluffy, because when you use a glue gun or like hot glue of any sorts, it will harden up and it kind of like feels not as soft or squishy as this as compared to sewing it. So we're gonna cut off a really long tail just to be safe, because it will be really troublesome to reattach another tail later. So once you've chained 1, you can just pull your long tail that you've cut, and there you go. This is your first strip done. Now we'll be doing the off-white, which is the inside of the Swiss roll. So again, we're going to be doing a slip knot. So this time we'll be chaining 20 instead. 20. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So now with 20, I will be doing half double crochets from the second chain again. So basically repeating the same steps as the previous strip, but just shorter. 1, 2, then this back bump here. Yarn over, insert your hook into the next back bump, yarn over, pull through once, yarn over, pull through all 3, and repeat the same steps until you reach the end. So once you're finished doing half double crochets until the last stitch, again chain 1, but this time you don't have to cut a long tail because we are only using the long tail from the outer strip to be sewing. So you can just go ahead and cut off a shorter tail like around here. Yep, this is good enough, and just pull through. So now we will set these aside and start crocheting the small strawberry here. So we will now use the Chanel velvet yarn to make the strawberry. Mine is really thin, so I will need to do more rows. However, if you have a thicker yarn, you don't have to do as many rows as I did. So let's start. So to start, you need to make a magic ring, which I get that is really hard for beginners, and especially with this yarn, definitely need to warn you that this is really difficult to work with. So please be careful. And of course, you can look for alternative yarns if this yarn is too difficult to work with. So first, I'm going to hold my yarn in 3 of my fingers like this, and wrap it around my 2 fingers in a cross on the top. So I'm going to insert my hook under the top right here, pull the top left under, and I'll turn my hook, leave a bit of room on the loop here, insert my hook under the top left yarn, and slowly pull through the loop. And there you go, your magic ring. So usually I like to use my 2 fingers to put my magic ring here. So keep in mind that this loop should be a bit looser, otherwise it will cause a lot of tension problems and you might need to redo this part. Yeah, so make sure this is loose. So insert your hook into the magic ring and do 6 single crochets. Yarn over, pull through once, yarn over, pull through 2. So repeat this 5 times and make sure that your tension is loose so that this yarn doesn't fall apart when you pull the magic ring later on. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6. And now I will pull the tail, and because my tension is a bit looser, it doesn't have any problem, and just tuck it tightly when pulling the end. And now we have 6 single crochets. We're going to work into the first stitch, a single crochet, and we're going to do 6 single crochets around the 6 single crochets we first did to give that really pointy tip. As you can see, it's kind of already forming the shape. We're going to repeat the 6 single crochets again. Okay, so now we kind of have like a strawberry tip going. we're now going to make an increase. So okay, single crochet twice, 1, 2, and then make an increase. This yarn is so hard to work with. Then to increase, you just work another single crochet in the same stitch, and then repeat 2 single crochets, 1, 2, and then on the last stitch 2 single crochets. Okay, so now this is our progress, and to continue I'll just be doing single crochet in rounds until I reach my desired height. It may look a bit round now, but after including your stuffing it should look a bit more like this. Yeah, so I will likely be doing maybe 3 more rounds to go, but depending on your yarn you don't have to do that many. Maybe a thicker yarn you don't have to do 3 more rows, you can just do like 1, and if you're using a thinner yarn you might have to do more rows, of course based on the size of the Swiss roll you're making. Okay, I've done a couple more rows, and this is what my strawberry looks like. So it really depends on what kind of shape you like. This time, because I repeated the same number of stitches in each row, it's kind of more straight down, but if you prefer a more gradient increase, you can also start increasing in each of the rows. But I'm really fine with like the shape that it came out to be. It really depends, like sometimes I'll switch it up by increasing on the way up or just doing the same number of stitches as I go. And once you're happy with the shape and height and whatever, you're just gonna chain 1 and cut a longer tail, but it doesn't have to be that long since it's a smaller strawberry. Just around here. Good. So now I will set this aside and I will start sewing my blueberry Swiss roll. So I forgot to include, you also need a darning needle, but here we are. So for me, I placed the nicer looking part, which is the right side. So I placed the right side on the outside so I can see it, and the Swiss roll, the white part, will be on the inside. So preferably I put both my tails on the same end and the nicer ones together. So because my blueberry one is much longer, I usually like to roll. So I would roll the blue part over first and then like slowly make sure it's aligned and like roll Make sure it's tightly rolled. Oh. Make sure it's aligned, and it should look something like this. Yay! So once I'm done rolling it up, I like to get my other darning needle to put everything in place. Yeah, so basically I pierce it through to like hold everything in place and see if there's anything I need to adjust. But I think I'm quite happy with how it looks. So this is where it gets a little bit trickier with like all the tails and stuff, but don't worry, I will guide you through. So just kind of like adjust your Swiss roll as you need to. Okay, so it should look something like this, but now I will be settling the smaller tails first. I'm gonna grab my hook. I'm going to pierce my hook into this direction. Usually I like to pierce it through the top layer instead and not like in the middle, because when you sew into the top layers, like maybe like one on the left or the on the left or the right side, it gives a cleaner, more condensed look. However, for example, I only sew in the middle for this one, so it's kind of like bumpy, it's not super consistent. So instead, I'm going to just insert my hook on the top layer here. And I'll pull through the yarn. Yeah, so now it looks much cleaner. I'll repeat it on the other side. Actually, I'm just gonna readjust this one. Yeah. So now we can kind of just start weaving it into different places of the Swiss roll. Like this. Because the long tail here will be securing the Swiss roll, this one likely will not come out. So usually I just kind of insert them in different places of the Swiss roll. Okay, so from here I'll just cut off the extra ends. However, you can feel free to tie a knot if you like. Yeah, so the white ends are now settled. You can continue to just adjust your Swiss roll. Okay, and now I will settle the short one of the blueberry, dark blue one. So I'm going to insert my hook in the one section of the Swiss roll on the side of the shorter tail where I want it to end. So if I want to end it here, then I'll insert my hook here, but since I want it here, I will pull the yarn through here and then I will insert my hook back from where it came from here and kind of just tie it with, yeah. So now I'm back here, I'm going to pull this short tail so now it's secure, and I will be inserting my hook in another nearby stitch here. Yarn over, pull through, and with the loop I have and the tail, I will pull the tail through to kind of like make sure it doesn't come out. So now that my end is through the knot, just kind of tug on it, and then you can pull it back into the Swiss roll, kind of like hide it. Of course, feel free to do any kind of method you like. This is just my own guide of how I sew my Swiss roll. Okay, so now onto the long tail. So usually I would match the same stitch that I attach my other shorter end in. So it will be here. And of course, remember to only sew on one side. And then on the other side, you can also do one side, but doing it in the middle will make it not as clean as it would be if you followed this. So usually I like to go through the Swiss roll and then change direction and go this way and then this way to make sure that all of it is combined. So something like this. Pull through your long tail. Yeah, so that's the first line of sewing. This is how it looks like. I think it's looking nice, so I will continue on with the other side. So I'm working on this side and now I'm gonna work on this side. So if you can see that the white chain here, it's kind of curling into the inside of the Swiss roll. So instead of going this way, I am going to scoop like off this. I'm gonna amend such that this roll is curving in, right? But I'm going to like make it come out a bit more. I'm not even sure how to explain that. But yeah, just guide your darning needle according to how you want the Swiss roll to look like. And try not to pull too hard, as it might like curve in like this. So of course when you're pulling, just be careful. Like this is good enough. Doesn't have to like pull, you don't have to pull too hard. And now I will change directions. Maybe I'll like insert my hook to this side. Again, not too hard. And I will pierce it from another angle. Okay, so now I have my completed Swiss roll all attached. I will now finish off with last tail here. Usually I like to finish it near to where I started. Okay, so now we're here. I'll just insert my hook into like the combining of these two stitches and hold on to this loop. And with that, I will insert my hook into the loop and we're done. So to weave the ends, I just insert my needle into the middle section and just weave in the ends. And then you can just cut it off. Yeah, so there you go, your very own Swiss roll. It's done. And now I will grab my velvet strawberry. I forgot you to pull through your strawberry to secure it. And now I'll use the long tail to sew onto the top here. Yeah. So first I need to put the shorter tail into the strawberry. Just kind of like stuff it in. And here I'll just use some of my scrap yarn to insert, or you can use the polyester filling. And now I will be attaching it on top of the Swiss roll here with another darning needle. This time I'm using a smaller one. So usually I start off with inserting my needle on the middle of the Swiss roll. And I will start sewing into the strawberry like this. And then insert my needle into the Swiss roll again. And just repeating the same steps. And just kind of like pull, and then you can kind of like shape your strawberry. So usually I'll just pinch mine a bit, give that effect, and there you go, you're pretty much almost done. You just need to do the final stitches. And once I'm done sewing all around, I will insert my needle into the strawberry like so. but not all the way. So with this loop here, insert my needle and pull to make a knot. And then you can insert the rest of the yarn into the strawberry. I like to use a smaller hook to just pull. I'll be attaching the keychain to the strawberry first. Grabbing my tweezers, grabbing my pliers. Just need to open. So I got my keyring open. I'll be inserting it into the top part. Maybe like, you know, that 6 single crochet. 6 single crochet, I'll be inserting through both of them so that it'll be on a equal level. And I'll just close off this keyring. And just use your pliers to close it off nicely. Okay, so it should look something like this. And now I'll be attaching the strawberry. So with your strawberry here, I will be inserting the eye pin into the keyring because I don't want to attach too many rings. And from here, I'll just grab my other plier and twist it. So I'll twist it and I'll get the keyring inside of it first. Like this. I can show you. So I'll get the keyring inside it first and then grab my other plier and close it. There we go. So it's closed and the strawberry part's done. Now onto my star bead. Insert the star bead here. Just need to start rolling it. So I have something like this. You see it? And I have my jump ring here. Opening the jump ring. Is it focusing? So hard to focus. Insert the bead I just added the eye pin to, and then attach it to the strawberry. Close the jump ring. And there you go, your very own Swiss roll with any extra beads you might want to add. Ooh. Yeah. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I really like making Swiss rolls. My mom also loves them, so yeah, I make a lot of them. And yeah, if you guys like tutorials like this, you can feel free to subscribe for more crochet content, vlogs, and other craft stuff. Again, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial, and yeah, enjoy making Swiss rolls. Crochet keychains are so fun to make, and feel free to leave a like and a comment if you enjoyed the video. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!